On that, huh?
I love
Still
it,
with
man.
the no fucks given. That's
Dude, but you got
fantastic.
no fucks given, man. You got the Jimmy Neutron hair rocking tonight.
That I do. I've been doing that for about a year now. It's just my little
Damn,
poof
dude,
in
has
the
it
front.
been that long since I've seen you last?
No, probably not, but I don't always do my hair. That's
Yeah,
the thing. Although I'm sure the last time we hung out, I did do my hair because, whenever I go out and do things,
Yeah.
I put the little Jimmy Neutron in the front. But for those of you that don't know,
There's something about Cole.
something about me. That entrance music that brought us in today is that of my sister and NXT superstar, Candice LeRae.
That's one.
That is the first name drop now that I'm officially back on the air.
Brother, I missed you. And I'm so sorry that the phone situation sucked last week.
Oh, I don't know. Could the listeners hear me?
Oh, dude, we could all hear you.
Oh, that's fantastic. On your guys' side, it sounded like... So that's all I could hear, really.
Dude, it sucked.
was great.
It sucked really, really bad.
It's okay. I was driving on Highway 55 in Idaho at the time, and then I did arrive at my mom's house. So it would have been like the kids would have been on the air going, "Man, I can't right there!" Like because 13 hours in a car is
Oh,
a
I
lot
bet.
for a 4-year-old.
Well, yeah, I was going to say the baby is like not such a baby anymore.
Yeah, the 11 and 12-year-olds are, they're okay.
Yeah.
But even I, at about the 10-hour mark, I started going, God, I just want to be there. Let's go.
Right. I miss those kids.
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Well, you can have one.
Let me take the big one. She's got talent. Hey, don't get me wrong. I love the other two as
But
well.
speaking of talent, on the side note, at the last NXT TakeOver tapings, my sister, Candice LeRae, did in fact wear
That's
her
true.
gear. The print was a drawing from my middle daughter, Violet. She colored her gear. She colored a sheet, and she actually made fabric out of it, and that she saved it for a special occasion, and that was it. So
That
at
is
Staples
badass.
Center with my daughter in the second row, sitting next to X-Pac. Another name drop.
Oh, wait, hold on. And then who was sitting behind you guys?
Danielle Fishel, better known as Topanga, was sitting there. And
there
then,
you go.
Ronda Rousey was there. Is fantastic. She said hi to my girls and made their day, which was
We are gonna
fantastic
talk
in the backstage area.
We are
because
going to
they're
talk
cool
about
like that.
Ronda Rousey a little bit later because I do want to
Sounds
talk
good.
about that match because that match was
Dude,
good.
She got the shit beat out of her.
Yes.
Right? My goodness.
It was fun. It was
You know,
fun.
the best part about that whole thing for me is that she doesn't need to do that. She's fucking Ronda Rousey. She doesn't need to be bleeding and getting the shit beat out of her on TV like that. And so I don't care what anyone else says. She obviously loves the business and wants to do well at it. So
That's cool.
good on her.
So yeah, I'm real happy with that match. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. What I do want to talk about, since the intros are done and we're shorter than you remember.
We have to be because we only have an hour now. So I
Exactly.
can't bullshit for 30 minutes and then
Yep, not a 2-hour show anymore.
no filibustering.
So we're gonna get straight into it. Over this last week, over the last month, there has been a rash of injuries and attempted murders in the wrestling ring.
Yeah, the attempted murder was pretty interesting.
Two.
Really, two.
We'll go.
I'm only aware of the cinder block one. I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
the second one was a worked attempted murder.
Okay,
But
That's fair.
It was attempted murder nonetheless when you look at the situation.
of course.
So the first one, we're going to talk about dude, in Mexico. Two wrestlers are going at it. We went ahead and we rewatched this
Right now, right before we came
right
on air.
before we came on air, and it still kind of sickens me. And the general consensus from the wrestling community is this guy should be.
I don't think that's the wrestler. I think that's just common sense, like the real world. Because you watch the video, you could tell that, one, it was intentional. He was intentionally trying to injure him because he did it when he wasn't looking. So it's not like he had a chance to protect himself. But if you guys haven't seen the video, what happens is the wrestler that's on the outside hits this guy in the head with a chair a couple times, and he swings it pretty strong. So then he goes under the apron to get something else, because they're obviously having a street fight or a hardcore match.
Well, I mean,
whatever
it's
you would call
Mexico,
it.
dude.
Yeah. So wrestler number 2 gets a cinder block, picks it up, runs over, and from the ring to the floor, slams it on the top of this guy's head as hard as he possibly can. And obviously it was a sneak attack. Obviously it wasn't planned. And you could just see that he busted the guy's head open and he's bleeding all over the floor.
Yeah, it was Cuervo.
Okay.
The Raven.
Yeah, death match in Mexico.
Yeah, it was a death match. So you expect a certain degree of violence in a death match. There's a lot of messed up shit that happened in death matches. But this was straight up attempted murder.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to explain it, and it's the kind of thing where it's just bad for the business. There's just bad for anything.
Yeah, it gives other wrestlers around the world thinking that they have carte blanche on what they're doing in a match because they call it a death match. You expect the violence, but
yeah, I don't think that this is going to be something we'll see happen again. This is obviously, I mean, I'd like to get a little more backstory, but this is obviously premeditated, even because he had to have a cinder block
in the ring. The cinder block was already in the ring, so there was
this is almost like premeditated attempted murder right here. Like,
yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll put on the video. I don't think that we can hear it,
well,
but
if we can, it'll be fantastic.
we could. Yeah, there is no sound on it, but so Cuervo is on the outside of the ring. He's looking. Oh, so Angel El Domino went to the back and got the cinder block. I didn't even
brings it to the ring,
slams him in the head
with the chair. Didn't put his hands up.
Yeah. Okay. So he took the shot.
Okay. Second one, he puts his hands up at.
He realized, oh shit, this guy's.
And he's just kind of looking at him, not really selling it at all, pretending that he didn't just get waffled in the face with a chair. And he turns his back, picks up the cinder block, sprints over as fast as you can.
Oh my god!
Shit. And tries to murder a man with a cinder block.
I mean, dude, and there's blood like all over the concrete.
Yeah, you can see it.
The shattered freaking cinder block. I mean, this is brutal. This is unfreaking real. This is definitely something that shouldn't be happening no matter what part of the world you're in.
Well, yeah, I don't think that has any bearing on it. This is, like I said, this is just a guy. I'd like to know, what the heat was before. Obviously, these guys had an issue beforehand. I can't imagine he just got mad during the match because he got hit in the head during a death match and then just threw a cinder block at his head.
Well, the result of all of this is a 16-hour surgery to remove a blood clot from Cuervo's head. Cuervo's 44 years old, and his real name's Jaime Correa. This poor guy, I understand. It's a death match. I've seen some jacked up shit in death matches.
Yeah, but I just looking at this video, this is something completely away from the match. This had nothing to do with the match. This was personal beef.
Yeah, this was beef. This was a lot of people are kind of likening this to a Bruiser Brody situation where real life shit, happened. But
yeah.
Man, I mean, this is a hard cam shot.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying though. Like it's not like, I mean, it seems like maybe he pitched the spot like, hey, we're gonna do a cinder block spot because it happens, and you could see that the cinder block kind of blew up a little bit.
Yeah,
so I mean, but
dude, that was not a worked spot.
No, that was not a working cinder block at all.
That dude was on the ground like. So 16-hour surgery to remove a blood clot from his brain.
Well, I mean, he's lucky.
He's lucky
to be honest. Wow.
But like one thing in the ring, and your life is changed forever. That dude will never be the same after that. Like ever.
Absolutely not. I mean, you hope he recovers from that, but I mean, that could be permanent brain damage.
Definitely. I mean, a lot of bad shit happens in the ring, but that was intentional.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely intentional.
So we're gonna go from one death
It's kind of
match.
silly to talk about this and then talk about actual working stuff. But
Well, man, I mean
this is the most shocking of anything we're going to talk about tonight, I believe.
it is. I know, and we led with it, which was stupid. But what?
Yeah, but we don't really have a plan. We just got to start talking, and whatever comes out comes out.
So we're gonna go.
Good segue to another death match.
Exactly. So we're gonna go from one death match to another. This one. All right, Johnny. Welcome to Celebrity Deathmatch. David fucking Arquette, former WCW champion.
Even he laughs at that.
He does, but you know what? I think this was his This is trying to be his credibility tour. He went and he legit
really
trained. Trained with Ray Rosas and Peter Avalon, who I love those guys. Trained over at the Santino Brothers dojo.
Yeah, good for him. Good, and because I heard him on another wrestling podcast, he was talking to he's kind of embarrassed when you bring up the WCW champion thing. He really is kind of embarrassed about it, but this was him being serious about it. He loves the business. That's flat out. David Arquette loves the wrestling business. He's a huge fan. And I think he just wanted to give something to the fans that was like, hey, I'm going to have a real match and make up for that bullshit down at WCW.
I would love to see him do a little more, man, because, the dude got fucking jacked for this. Look at
for him.
Deputy Dewey right here is looking kind of swole. I'm pretty fucking proud of that. And, it was a death match, though. It was with Nick Gage.
Well, and that's
Nick Gage is fucking brutal.
Yeah. Well, but that's it. Death match, you can hide the fact that you're David Arquette.
That you're David Arquette.
Or, your only other option is to do like what Arrow did and you wrestle Christopher Daniels with 26 years of experience, and you can cover up the fact that this guy's only had about 3 wrestling matches in his life, and he's on the biggest show ever.
Still looked great, too.
He did, because Christopher Daniels
was a
makes
great show.
Everybody. Yeah, it was.
All in was great.
One of the many things we missed during our hiatus.
Yes. I heard about it.
I watched it. But,
I did. I watched it too, but
so good.
Oh God. We'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, because we can just talk about the state of independent wrestling in general as we go on in the show. So something to look forward to our loyal listening.
Dude, I miss our loyal listening audience.
I know, all 17 of them.
All 17 of you
guys are great. I know Justin Borden is listening.
Nice.
Also, I think Ron is listening. Big
my
Ron,
girlfriend's
friend
listening.
Of the show. Oh, girlfriend! Look at this guy.
Yes.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's his name drop.
Lots of changes over the last year and a half that I've been gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got a girlfriend. My sister's in WWE. Hey, good stuff.
Hey, so who's your brother-in-law?
Oh, Johnny Gargano, the wonderful. God. We just had a wonderful Thanksgiving with Candace and Johnny and Johnny's mom in Idaho. It was great.
I really, really, really wanted to go and crash their Disney day. I really did, because I knew exactly where Candace was going to be.
Yeah.
If she was going to be in town for longer than a couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, my sister's Instagram is my favorite thing in the world right now, because basically her life is just fairy tale land right now. She's just going around. She legit cried when they opened the doors to Walt Disney's office. She got to go into Walt Disney's actual office.
So this was a thing that a lot of the wrestlers went and did, not just those two?
No, this was just them.
Oh, okay.
It was a hookup. Johnny knows somebody that got in contact with somebody that works for Marvel, I believe is how this goes. And also, I don't know if you saw the video gaming such things.
No.
Where it was on the network. The NXT guys played. I can't even think of the name. League of Legends. They played League of Legends against the main roster guys and kicked their ass. But I was on the phone with Candace one time. I could just hear Johnny in the background practicing. They took this really seriously.
Well, that's good. It's good to see Johnny taking something seriously.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he doesn't take his matches seriously.
No, man.
He just has the best match on every card.
Every goddamn card. 2 black masses and put him down. Anyway,
although my favorite match, if I'm being honest, I thought it was Tommaso and Velveteen Dream was my favorite match from.
It was definitely my favorite intros.
Yeah.
the whole Hollywood Hogan deal. I thought that was brilliant.
Oh, but even then, during the match, like they did a bunch of homages. They did Eddie Guerrero spot. They did a Mick Foley spot. They did Shawn Michaels spot. They did Randy Savage. Like they literally, I talked to Tommaso after the match for a little bit, and he was just talking about that. Like, oh, we just want to do a bunch of homages. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
It was just like all our favorite wrestlers. Like we were like two little
guy.
kids. But Tommaso's a dick, and he kicked my daughter because he's a heel. He's a heel,
motherfucker.
Yeah, that guy. We haven't been listening to wrestling podcasts.
Nope,
obviously.
not at all.
Not even a little bit. You could tell we wanted to get back on the air. Like it's just been.
Dude, you know what? Okay, so real quick, segue from a segue because we got to get back to our.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, listening to the various podcasts that I do, just kept digging at that itch.
Yeah. Well, I blame Ron. Ron, a friend of the show, Ron Kilborn.
How do you say his real name?
Garippo?
Garippo.
Yeah. The shoot name, since he's just a shoot guy now with a real job and a wife and a kid and all that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so back to David Arquette. Arquette almost got murdered during this match.
Okay, well, what was the spot? I didn't get to see this match, so I've been busy the last few weeks.
Okay, so typical deathmatch style. Tables are broken, light tubes are broken. Gage has Arquette from behind, and he's got a busted light tube up to his neck. Not actually at it.
So Tank Abbott stuff.
Yes. So freaking excuse you.
Yes, thank you.
So Arquette fucking freaks out. Like you could see him visibly kind of freak in the face.
Very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. Well, in his like little bit of thrashing, he kind of thrashed his neck into the light tube.
So he cut himself.
Nice. He attempted suicide via Nick Gage's hand. So
nice.
But I gotta say, I didn't. I'm not a deathmatch guy, dude. I fucking hate death matches. They were cool back in the day, but you know,
even back in the day, I didn't really care. But
I'm not too.
You have to do them You have to do them well. There's a way to do it, and there's a way. Like just having a death match and just breaking stuff and doing stuff doesn't do anything for me. But
I gotta say, at least Arquette held up on the match. He held his own. And his gear was cool.
Yeah, I think that was the goal for him. So. He just wanted to have a real match and show that, hey, I could do this if I wanted to.
You know, and I think if he really tried, if he kept training for another couple of months, maybe he could do a real go at it. Yeah.
I know. I got a yawn. I'm turning on the screen. I'm like, oh, but I got this camera in my face so they can see me.
Positive that we're even on the YouTube right now.
That's okay.
Oh, but everybody needs to see your pretty face. You're back.
Uh-huh.
All right, so
this guy trying to watch himself while he talks.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go from death matches to
just other shit that happens in the ring, injuries and such things. Is that
what
we wanted to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the new trend of having a purple bicep.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh my God! So within a week, both Triple H and, well, not friend of the show yet, but friend of us.
Yeah, yes. Friend of mine. A very good friend of mine. Sister Candice LeRae's.
Mr. Pornplex himself, Joey Ryan, both tore pectoral muscles.
Yeah, it's a really ugly looking injury.
It really is, because you would think with a pec tear, I mean, I personally wouldn't have thought bruising at all, let alone in the
all the down your bicep and
down
your whole arm.
bicep.
Yeah, and it was ugly.
Yeah, it's a gnarly injury, and within a week, two of probably the biggest wrestling stars on the planet.
Yeah, right now
are both laid up because
with the same injury.
Same
That's weird.
injury.
I didn't see Joey's match where he hurt. I saw the pictures in the aftermath, but I gotta say one thing, like honestly, because it was very, very obvious early on in that match that Triple H was very hurt.
Oh yeah,
very, very hurt. I'm like, Triple H doesn't throw chops. And with his left hand, and then I'm like just watching his arm dangle lifelessly at the side of his body. And so I found a new level of respect for Triple H after that match, because not that the match was great by any measure. It was fine for what it was, but at the same time,
It was a match.
Yeah. It was a match with Shawn Michaels and Kane and The Undertaker and Triple H. So really, who cares what they do,
Right.
honestly?
Hey,
like, there's going to be the haters out there. They're going to shit all over it because it wasn't some work of art. But, like, what do you expect? Shawn's been out of the ring for 8 years.
you put it in the Tokyo Dome, it's going to get 7,000 stars by Dave Meltzer.
I don't know about all that. It was still pretty mediocre, but it was good stuff. But just the fact that you could tell Triple H was hurt really bad, and he got through like 25 minutes of the match with the injury. So
Dude's a beast, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it forever. He's one of, me and the kid, we were talking the other day about like the last guys from the Attitude Era that are still around.
I know.
And literally, I could think of one guy who wrestles on a consistent basis from the Attitude Era that is still around.
And that would be
Goldust.
Oh yeah. He's a jobber.
He's
but yeah, he's still fairly active. Yeah,
he's still active in WWE ring as Goldust. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an enduring character. It's been around since.
yeah. Like the only guy who's out there from that era that's still really like Tommy Dreamer's another one from that era, but that was he was ECW, never
Yeah.
really had fame in WWE, but he's still out there on the making the loops and doing that.
Oh yeah, he does. Luke always reminds me that Jeff Hardy is still
Yeah,
around.
but do
But
we
is
really?
Jeff Hardy really around?
Yeah, but do we call what he's doing wrestling really? But I mean, for me, Jeff Hardy is kind of from the era immediately following.
Yeah, it's
the
not
Attitude
actually
era.
Attitude.
For me. Yeah.
Like,
He
he got-
started early, late. I mean, they were there because they were like 16, 17 years old at doing jobs in WWE.
Well, no,
so.
they were around at like the beginning of the. Oh shit! What the hell's that? The Ministry. They were because they were with Doc Hendricks at the time.
Yeah, they were there, but they were just getting going right at the tail end of what I consider the Attitude Era.
Attitude Era.
Because like from 2001 on is kind of a different era to me. Like Attitude Era is like late 96 to 99, 2000. WrestleMania 2000 to me is like the end of the Attitude Era, and then like things kind of start to shift in a different direction.
Once they started getting like Kurt Angle in.
Well, yeah, because that's
And
when
Shelton Benjamin
and the Acolytes came in, all those guys. So they brought in all these, guys that could actually work.
Yeah.
And things changed a lot.
And I really liked that era too. And
Well, that's for me. That's my favorite era in the business. Like, I mean, obviously, like the only thing that can make it
Like,
better
after
is
the
Bret Hart was
invasion.
there, but yeah. Yeah, but like WrestleMania 17, 18, 19, 20, that's like the best era of WWE. Those 4 Manias back to back to back are really incredible.
Yeah.
It's definitely their best stretch, but it was kind of like the first big run in the mid 80s. It was the same thing. Vince McMahon bought all the talent. Like he got everybody together at the same time and had everybody at his disposal. So
yeah.
I mean, because that's what killed off the, he drained all the talent from the territories and killed that system off. So,
Well, what really kind of sucked about that whole invasion thing, and I know this is kind of a digression, but that's kind of where I see the end of the Attitude Era is just right after the invasion. I mean, even just before the invasion, when they had the influx of
because I mean, but that's it.
WCW.
WrestleMania 2000 in 2001, leading into WrestleMania 17, is when all that shit started. It was really going in full tilt because that's when they went out of business.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean that whole thing, it did produce some really good WWE people who we consider WWE guys now, like Booker. Booker was freaking great after he got over the whole racist Triple H thing and the match with Edge.
I
for
forgot
Japanese
about
shampoo.
a lot of that stuff because it didn't register with me at the time that this is really racist. Probably, I mean, also to be fair, that was like honestly, once Brett was gone,
Playing fucking footsie with me.
well, it is what it is.
All right.
Like during the Attitude Era, like I didn't really like the product. Like if you just watch Raw during the Attitude Era, other than like the Stone Cold old segments and the stuff with the Nation and DX. That stuff's all really good. But if you actually watch the matches, they're horrible. Like, the product in ring was so bad after Brett and Shawn left. Like, it was really, really bad. Like, every match ended in, because they were doing the gang wars at the time.
Yeah.
No, they're not gangs, they're factions. You know, they were doing the faction wars at the time. And it was it was horrible.
Is that your Vince McMahon?
No, that was my Bruce Pritchard doing Vince McMahon.
Chocolate titties.
Yeah, chocolate titties. Oh,
Sorry.
man, copyright infringement.
Oh, God, we're so... If they hear this, they're not going
It's okay. No one's going to hear this. Yeah.
Eventually.
Give us a few
somebody
months.
might.
Give us a few months.
But,
I mean, maybe if our listeners will get active and start tweeting and sharing and commenting and calling in, then we can grow this a little faster, guys.
hell yeah.
Justin.
What I really, really liked about that whole... I mean, just the... Bret Hart.
Yes.
Just his whole thing when he was heel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That last run is... Oh.
I loved him as a heel. I loved him as the anti-American. When they brought the Hart Foundation back in. You know why I loved all that? Because they brought in Brian goddamn Pillman.
Brian Pillman's fantastic.
Brian, see, I thought that would get be involved.
Yeah, that was unfortunate how that played out. It's like, you know, between the injury and then his untimely death coming shortly after that is really unfortunate. Because if he wouldn't have got injured, God, he could have been the champ. He could have been the WWE champion.
Holy shit, dude! His feud with Stone Cold could have been even better.
Oh, and the stuff, I remember the stuff he was doing with Goldust. It was really great.
Well, yeah, and that was supposed to be his last match, and they found him earlier that day, you know, in his hotel. And it sucks, but you know what? His kid, Brian Pillman Jr., he's doing... I wouldn't say he's doing good, but he's pretty legit, you know, for a guy who...
I mean, I haven't seen him yet. I've heard a lot about him. I've seen an interview or two, whatever. He seems like everyone says he's kind of a humble guy and he gets it. And everyone talks very highly about him. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just gotta have time. Now that baseball season's over and the holidays are approaching, I got some time. So
a little bit. Oh, it's not too far away that you're gonna have the kids around 24/7 for like 3 weeks.
I don't care. I go to work.
But yeah, man. I mean, God, he could have been.
Yeah. I mean, even the problem was he was in WCW during his prime, you know, and the same thing. Like, even when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Stunning Steve Austin in WCW and that whole run. So when he came over to WWF, I was excited. I was happy when I saw him on there. And then once he started getting the push and everything, and then Brett made him into a superstar, like, oh my God, I was so so happy. Some of the best stuff ever. But you know,
well, shit, dude. One of my all-time favorite tag teams, which we went over a couple years back, is the Hollywood Blondes. I mean, I talked to B about it, you know, our engineer about it last week. We talked for a good 10 minutes about Brian Pillman.
That guy's he was just so good, ahead of his time. Like I mean, if you dropped Brian Pillman into the business right now on the independents, oh my God,
I would have loved to have interviewed him. God, the stories that dude must have.
It just depends on whether he's in worker mode or he's just, you know, chill out. Like, because the business has changed a lot since then. Back in his day, like, he was, you know, you were always working. You were always working the gimmick, and you were always trying to, you know, keep in character and
I
not break kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe.
That's the Jesse Hernandez.
Hey, brother, kayfabe, brother. Come on, brother. Hey, how about a DVD tonight, brother? We didn't draw so good, brother. I don't have no money.
How about a DVD tonight?
I'll give you a free training, brother. Come on. All right.
Oh, jeez. Hey, man. That's, you know what? That's one thing.
Fucks given.
That is one thing that I will. I mean, I give Vic Luna credit all the time because I love him to death. Mm-hmm. He's one of my brothers. I have never been stiffed on a payday from Vic Luna.
No, that's good. I never got stiffed. Yeah, no, Jesse never stiffed me. The times he told me he was going to give me money, he paid me. You know, every time I was promised money, he paid me.
There was only one time I didn't get paid by Vic.
Yeah.
And that was because it was my tryout.
Oh,
It was the very
yeah.
first time,
And it was probably agreed upon. Like, hey,
It
I'll
was.
give you a shot. Come down here and then,
come down.
Yeah,
We'll check you out, and if we like you, we'll bring you back.
yeah, and that's and that's okay.
Bro, that was like the coolest damn thing to me because I've always heard those lines in the wrestling books,
Yeah.
the documentaries. Yeah, come back next week. We'll give you a tryout, and if we like you, we'll bring you back. I'm like, wow, I finally got that line said to me. That's cool.
It is what it is.
I know. And then you get over it because then you go on like 7 other tryouts and those don't go so good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's just SoCal is such a hard place. It's such a hard place to be a wrestler. Like, because until you make it to the level where you can get on bar wrestling or PWG, like you're not.
Yeah.
It's hard to make money. I mean, Bart, when he runs shows, he pays everybody great. But I don't. I mean, because I have these aspirations about being a promoter at some point in life, and I've promoted shows and I've run shows and I paid everybody, and it's hard. It's hard. I get it. You got to make money too. You can't just lose money every show. Like,
yeah.
Although there are promoters that don't care about turning a profit. They just want to have put the best damn show they can
kick-ass
out there,
wrestling show.
and that's kind of how Bart runs.
You know what? And yeah, to his credit, and Bart's always got a stacked show.
Yeah,
It's
almost too stacked.
Almost,
He overbooks the shit out of his cards.
He really does, but goddamn, dude, I've gone to a few of Bart's shows over the years, and I always leave with a freaking smile on my face.
Yeah, I mean,
they're entertaining as shit.
Yeah,
and that's another thing I got to give to some of Jesse's shows too. I've never left an EWF show pissed off.
You didn't go.
I've been a little disappointed a couple of times because
that wasn't always the case.
Because there was Mega King on there.
There was a time, when I first got in the business, where there were quite a few promotions, and Jesse split. Jesse Hernandez and Bill Anderson were running together, and they split. And like Bill literally took everybody. Everybody who could actually work went with him, and I went to a couple of those EWF shows, and those were not quite as viewer friendly as they are now.
Well, and that is what I like about those EWF shows.
Yeah,
those are very family friendly wrestling shows.
Yeah, because he runs a professional. He's got a real professional, and that's it. He's really trying to teach guys what they're teaching on television.
Yep.
Like if you go to Jesse, and he's going to teach you the way that they do it down in Florida, that the way that this is the Titan way. Okay, where they run. He tries to run their trainings. Like, here you go. These are some of the drills they do, because we've had some guys go to tryouts, and we know some people that are there. This is some of the stuff they do, and they teach you. You're not going to go out there and scream and cuss, and they teach you the kind of the older ways of the business about respecting people, and for that, absolutely. Like if you want to go to WWF or WWE. Like, Jesse's a good place to go start. Go over there. He runs a great school. He takes care of his people. He takes care of training, making sure people are learning right and not getting hurt. But, once you learn from him, then if you want to make it in the business, you got to go out. You got to branch out. You got to.
I was a little School of Hard Knocks, I guess you would call it.
Oh, no, you weren't, because School of Hard Knocks has been around for 30 years.
Well, okay, so I'm pre-split.
Okay, yes.
I actually went to
there.
the Bill Anderson School of Wrestling for a couple of shots.
They're in Riverside.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that was after the split.
That was after the split. Okay, yeah.
He opened up just on this side of the San Bernardino County, so that Jesse couldn't mess with him.
Yeah, right there off the 215 in La
Yes,
Cadena.
sir. Yeah, that's where I took my first bumps.
By the Club 215?
Yes, that's where I took my first bumps in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
I ditched my senior year. I ditched class and went down to the wrestling school.
There you go.
On Friday. And took my bumps in the ring and then went, wow, this is stupid.
Why am I so dumb?
Yeah. But
Dude, that ring was stiff as fuck.
Oh, yeah. But then I bought a wrestling ring and kept training.
Because you realize that they're not supposed to be stiff like a boxer.
No, it was just, it was like first day and I was all by myself. It was just me and handsome Johnny Starr in a wrestling ring, and so
Handsome
I had to
Johnny?
take all the bumps.
Oh shit, dude!
There wasn't a line of 20 people so that I could space out my bumps. It was just me in the ring, and I got through about 45 minutes, and I'm just like, man,
how many times did Johnny chop you?
No, he didn't chop. No, we were cool then.
Yeah, I like Johnny.
Now there were other times where I worked at Triple Threat with him one time, and I snapmared the other guy in the match, and I kicked the shit out of him, like absolutely kicked shit. Like immediately bent over and said, "I'm sorry, bro, I was way stiff." He's like, "No shit," and he didn't
out his O-ring?
I think it was Bino Gambino. He didn't take his receipt. No, Johnny was over there going, "Oh, okay, I got you, fucker." And then he gave me it, and with his boots, like at least I had kick pads and I was wearing wrestling boots. I was wearing wrestling shoes.
Did you really just name drop Bino Gambino on my show?
That's who I was wrestling.
Holy crap, dude! So that was what, like 2000?
Yeah, exactly. Like 2002, 2003,
yeah,
or something like that.
I was just gonna say that was like
probably more like 3 or 4. Yeah, it was one of those years we had really bad. I want to say we had fires and people were getting evacuated, and so we did a benefit show at the San Bernardino airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a guy I used to go to high school with, I just recently found out used to do like small little spot shows. I'm not sure who he freaking trained with, if it was Jesse or if it was Bill or if he actually made the trip out to Santino's, because that place is fucking balls far.
Well, what was his working name? I could probably tell you.
I couldn't even remember. It's my boy Ronnie Wilson. I love this kid. I do the makeup jobs for his Oh, that's right. He's Waterboy tonight.
I know. It's good to have a
water socks.
Yes, please. It's good to have an errand boy in the
gopher. But yeah, he's the guy that I do the makeup jobs for the
cool.
shorts. And
nice.
Yeah, he was name dropping like names that I haven't heard in forever.
Yeah.
He's like, I went right around, or I was doing shows right around the same time as Alex Kozlov. I'm like,
yeah,
wow. Like you don't hear his name much outside of like Mexico.
No, he quit. He just stopped. That dude just stopped the business. Like he was over. Like he was just getting a big push in New Japan with Rocky Romero and everything. He just stopped.
Yeah, they were the filthy bastards or something like that. Right?
Oh, I don't know. It's whatever. I think Rocky's on his 14th iteration of that tag team, whatever it is.
Roppongi Vice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's somebody we need to get in on this show. I love Rocky Romero.
Yeah, me too. Him and Ricky Reyes were the reasons I kept going back to Bill Anderson shows.
Well, shit, dude. I think Ricky Reyes is dead on Lucha Underground now. I think they killed him again.
Oh, well, that's cool. I don't watch Lucha Underground, so I don't know. I mean, I should maybe. I guess if we're gonna talk about stuff, I should maybe watch some stuff, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Anytime I need to know something, I'm like, hey, Luke, hey boy, what happened with this dude?
Yep. I will say recently, and solely because of Scarlet Bordeaux, I have been DVRing and at least going through and watching as much as I can of Impact, and I must say it's a much better product currently.
That's what I hear.
Than it has been.
I hear it's basically indies on the TV now.
It's a little better. It's a little more of a television product than that. They're doing a lot of story stuff. They got a lot of backstage segments, like the stuff Eddie Kingston's doing right now.
But what
incredible
with the LAX.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that it's not like Hernandez and Homicide are literally like the only ones from like old Impact that are still around.
Oh yeah, they cleaned house.
It's because of Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, man.
Yeah. They wanted a clean slate. They basically just wiped the slate clean, said we're bringing in all new people. They fired everybody, all the backstage people, like just about everybody's gone. That was part of TNA, and they got a new slate.
Well, that's good, man, because number one, I've got nothing but respect for Don Callis. Like, I love Don Callis. The Jackal was a great character.
It was.
Just didn't get enough legs under it. And
his injury issues at the time, he just, I think, what did they say?
Rick Martel fucked him. Yeah, that's what it is. Rick Martel fucked him out of a title shot, damn it. They could have been the
tag
models.
Champions. Yeah, they could have been tag champions.
Could have been the models, man.
It's just funny to me how you go from the models to the Don Callis, the Jackal character.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a turn.
No, it was supposed to. It was the models, but then he was the leader of the Truth Commission first.
Oh, okay.
Which was another stupid goddamn faction.
Yeah, It was one of those things that was a good idea, kind of on paper. It made sense if you were aware of what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
And so, like nowadays, if you were going to do something like that, where everyone actually has access to information at their fingertips in their phones, like that storyline probably would have got over a lot more now. Like if we, not that it's ever going to happen, but if you wanted to do a North Korea gimmick right now, like people actually have somewhat of an idea about what's going on with dictators and that kind of thing. Like you could do stuff like that now, and people would actually get it and know and understand. But like, oh yeah, they got this thing down in Africa that we found out about because we were there.
Was it the rain?
And it's like, no. Oh God. Do 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 do. This is why I gotta be here.
You know you love it.
I just have a feeling this is what happened the whole time I was gone last
No,
week.
man. I wish there was more times that I could have broken out into random song, or drop a music pun on you.
Oh, that's okay. Like you're talking to the right guy. Like at this point, I think that's another thing that's happened. I am a world champion barbershop singer now in the world, which is great. Nobody cares about that except for the 7,000 people that go every year. But
hey, man, if we could convert those fuckers into wrestling podcast fans,
good luck.
I know. Y'all are few and far between.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do have some barbershop friends that are wrestling fans, so that's a good thing. But
is one of them Brutus Beefcake?
Yeah, different kind of barbershop, but different kind. Oh God, this guy.
Hey, man. All right, now chat me up.
Were we talking about injuries?
Oh, no. Oh, that was that right there. Okay, you know what? Fuck you, dude, because you said you don't want to see it. I'm going to bring it up.
What are we bringing up now? Oh, Justin, our wonderful friend of the show, referee Justin, just texted me and glad to hear you guys back on. Oh, we love you too, Justin.
JBZ.
We'll definitely have to have you back in here soon.
Oh, definitely.
Get some good stories out of you.
I don't know, man. If the only story he's going to tell where he names names is dropping the name of one fucking fan in Southern California, I'm going to be pissed. JB, I know you know more shit. I want fucking names, dude. Not enough people listen to this show to where it's going to get you in trouble.
Oh, he's had some good Facebook and social media rants over the last couple of years.
His freaking Facebook beefs bring me back to Facebook every time.
Oh man, wear whatever pants you want, Justin. Fuck that guy.
Hey man, just remember though, if you wear the white pants, don't take a snapmare. I've heard that shit blows out your O-ring. You don't want to poop your pants.
Oh, this guy.
Hey, I read the Jericho book like 15 times, okay?
Oh.
And I've taken one of those, the Bubba Bomb. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that thing will make you freaking poop your pants real quick.
I mean, I always clean the chamber before I go out to wrestle.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, what's he saying now?
I'm just getting my fantasy football updates.
Oh, I thought it
was not a good week for me.
Well,
not a good week for me.
It's fucking potato ball.
My important players were all on buys this week, so
boo.
Yeah, it was a rough week.
Boo, Tista.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't kill my whole fantasy season there, because I'm in the money in a lot of them. So we got to keep this going.
Groovy, man. And that was the one break into real sports that we'll talk about.
Oh yes.
No. WWE has really been, and I talked a little bit about this last week. You weren't here to talk about it though, so I'm going to bring it up now.
Good.
WWE's been bringing in a lot of MMA people lately.
Yes.
Like we've got Matt Riddle and the Four Horsewomen on NXT. We're not going to name names on that one right now because I'm in a little bit of hot water from last week.
Oh, why? What'd you do?
I said something about one of the Four Horsewomen, and my girlfriend heard it, and she was not happy with me. So we're not going to bring that up anymore.
Are we not allowed to talk about attractive females anymore? Because that's going to put a big damper on this show.
You can talk about them. I will talk about their attributes in the ring.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's okay. It's all good. What I will say is that Shayna Baszler is fantastic. She's a wonderful human being, and she absolutely made my daughter's night at TakeOver.
Yeah.
She's because she
The girlfriend
made
is
her a heel.
listening because
She
she's
made her a
making
heel.
fun of me now for saying obvi.
Well, thank you for listening. You're a wonderful gal. I can't wait to meet you.
Oh, dude, you're gonna like her.
Good.
She is awesome.
But yeah, my daughter is a huge fan. Violet, my middle daughter,
Of course
Shayna
she is.
Baszler, and so she it was great. She totally healed the other two kids and like ignored them and just took Violet off on a little adventure backstage. So it was great.
Nice.
It was great. Totally staying in the character.
That's
but,
badass.
making Violet heal with her. So it was great.
And then, you got Ronda Rousey. And
Yes.
this is where we'll talk about that because this right here, for SummerSlam, for a Survivor Series match,
Yeah.
dude, that was a badass match, and it made Charlotte look, number one, it made her look strong, like real strong, because
It did. My only kind of slight issue with the thing at all is that I feel like that was totally Becky Lynch's push, and that's exactly how the match was going to go. And Ronda's so green, they weren't really going to change the matchup too much.
yeah.
And I feel like Becky Lynch should have got to be standing there like a total badass at the end of Survivor
I mean,
Series,
that's-
getting a huge crowd reaction.
That's what I don't understand is why couldn't she?
Yeah, if you, I can tell you that they take injuries very, very seriously over there. Like,
Yeah, but
if you,
it
if
was
you've
just
got
a busted nose, right?
Well, she broke her face.
Oh, did she break
Yeah,
the orbital
yeah,
socket
yeah,
too?
she wasn't cleared. The doctors wouldn't clear her. And
Okay.
they're not going to let you.
Well, I mean, with the
I can tell you
busted
that.
face, I can understand that. I thought she had just gotten her nose broken.
No,
You
but
know,
yeah,
'cause-
any injuries there now, they take it very seriously
Okay.
and they protect their wrestlers, which is a great thing. It's a great thing to hear.
It-
I know. Like, I'm serious. Like, I think I stubbed
Yeah.
my toe. Well, why don't you take the weekend off from house shows because we want to protect you and save you for the big, for the
Yeah.
important times. We
Well,
want to
I
make
mean,
sure
and
you're
that's
safe.
cool. That's great.
It's great.
That's freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
Having a
because-
vested interest in now and how they take care of
And why is
their
that?
wrestlers is it's good to know that my sister Candice LeRae is going to be taking care of it. If she's got any kind of injuries, they're going to give her the weekend off to heal up.
and
she has had to a couple times. And I know the fans. It's not great for the fans all the time, but
Yeah.
it's not 1970 anymore. There's no reason for you to have to wrestle hurt.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I'm sure they would like to go ahead and, get them away from having to use too many opiates and shit like that.
Well, that's it. They won't. You can't take them now.
Good.
You can't even take them. Everything in there. They're running a great business right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, there's certain things I won't talk about. Like I say that we might have to change it to like slight fucks given now because I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna like hurt my sister's life at this point in
Come
life
on, man.
anymore, so.
Come on, Cole.
But yeah, and I've got a handful of friends and acquaintances that are there now. It's like, yeah, they take it very
Yeah.
seriously. They're not going to let anyone wrestle hurt, and I respect the hell out of that. So
That's great business. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't want another like Chris Nowinski situation.
no,
don't want-
but anyway, you don't want a Brian Pillman situation, and
Yeah.
not that he overdosed. He just had a heart attack, but still, like all those guys from the '80s didn't just drop dead in their 40s for no reason.
Yeah.
like there's a reason it happened.
Yeah.
and it's just great to know that they're doing everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. that they're not taking pills, they're not taking drugs. You don't need to do that. Like, we'll take
Yeah.
care of you, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Now,
Speaking of Ronda Rousey
Ronda Rousey,
and the beating she took at Survivor Series,
I was really, really surprised that they went ahead and pulled it that way, though, because they
me
had
too.
been building Ronda up as being the baddest woman on the planet,
oh yeah,
and just banking off of her UFC career, and then she gets annihilated.
yeah, very much so.
Annihilated
And she did,
by-
but more than just getting annihilated, like she really got the shit beat out of her. She had marks and bruises and cuts all over her
All
body.
freaking over her.
Legs, arms, ears, forehead, like her. I mean, she got the shit beat out of her. her back was all scratched. I mean, she really went to town with those kendo sticks. I to a point where I thought it was even a little excessive. Like, I wish she would have given her a little more time between each hit to sell, because she was flopping around so bad. She was getting hit in the arms and the shins and the head on accident, because she, like, let's be real, Ronda's only been wrestling for about a year or so. Like, she doesn't know what she's doing.
She's
yeah.
Since WrestleMania.
But she's been training for over a year now. She was training with Santino's and training with, over at the Performance Center and everything. So,
yeah.
But still, it's about a year, just a little over a year now. And so you gotta worry. You can still see, like, when she's like fixing her tights when she's in a submission hold and that kind of stuff. Like, she hasn't figured everything out yet.
Hold on. I've got a camel toe.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I'm selling my arm, but I have a camel toe, so let me fix that before I...
Somebody had mentioned that on Facebook. I'm like, I didn't see that.
I did.
I could totally imagine it happening, because...
she did. She reached right down in between her legs and fixed her tights there in a submission hold, like... And I was like, okay, Rhonda. But it's just like a nervous tick she has, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, she's really paranoid about it. And
she does it.
Fixing
she's
her
constantly
stuff,
fixing it. So
yeah, and she'll get over it, because I guarantee you they're telling her, like, hey, you got to stop.
Listen, Rhonda, on the real, get some shit that fits.
Yeah, but then on the other hand, the main event with Daniel Bryan and Brock, I thought was absolutely incredible.
What'd you think of the black tights?
Good. With Bryan?
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping he was going dark.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, I was hoping he was going maroon or black, like he was going to drop all the neon colors, which I loved, because, like, you see me. Like, I love the bright colors and everything, but when you're going to go dark Daniel Bryan, we need to do it.
Our YouTube is up and running. I would like for you to go ahead and stand up real quick. You mentioned it. So, everybody, these are the shorts that he is talking about. DM me on the Instagrams, and I can actually send you a GIF of Cole doing a little jig wearing shorts very similar to these.
Yes, but much brighter, I do believe.
Yes.
The green and yellow.
Yup.
Oh, this guy. This guy.
Hey, man, you sent it to me. I look at it anytime I'm having a bad day.
Oh, no.
I
didn't send that to you. You did that on your own. You did that
Cole.
and posted it on social medias for the world to see.
You love it.
I laughed my ass off. You're correct.
So, but yeah, man, I was real happy with that match.
Yeah, me too.
Real happy with that match.
I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, this could be really amazing, but it's probably just going to be a total squash match. And then when Brock started squashing the shit out of him for the first 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, I'm like, damn it, they're going to do this. And then when he kicked him in the dick, like, I was like, oh, yes, he kicked him in the dick. And then Bryan had the long, oh, this guy broke the chair. I broke it. The show is ruined. He broke the chair. All right. But yeah, so when Bryan had the long 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of just beating on Brock, it was fantastic. I was so happy that he got to get over on Brock, at least enough to where he got a shine in the match. And
I don't know what the hell I did.
He pushed a button on the chair, and now it's continuously sinking, and he's going to ruin the whole show because he's going to be giggling about this and not able to talk in the mic. It's all right. I can go solo.
Fuck it. I'll stand up. Anyway, so I got to say, another cool couple of things that happened over this week with the WW. Because they were in Southern California, we had a lot of Southern California indie talent popping up everywhere on TV.
We did. It was great. Ron and I were in the we're sitting second row right there by the ring, and the first match is what was the first match? It was
Fidel?
Yeah.
Fidel Bravo,
but who did he
short
wrestle?
little monkey match.
Who did he wrestle? Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Keith Lee, right? And then, so Keith Lee's in the ring, like, cool. And then it says Fidel Bravo, and I'm like, oh, whoa. I think I know that. And he starts walking out, and we're like, holy shit. And so it was kind of quiet, and we both were like, Fidel! And he, like, looked over and kind of saw us. And was like, hey, yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't go full because he was working the shitty gimmick, but, he's working the heel, da-da-da-da-da. But he looked over and kind of nodded and smiled, like, hey, guys, how's it going? And then got his ass kicked by Keith Lee, which is entertaining, is fun, is great.
Yeah.
But
sorry about that.
I didn't know the other guy.
No clue.
But then on Raw, we got, it's Survivor Series. Right after Ronda got her ass beat, we got Richie Slade.
Richie Slade as a medic or a security guy.
Yes, and then
But
yeah,
pops up on 205 Live.
yes, he got to do a match as
It
well.
was
It
him
great.
and Fidel versus two other. Oh, it was not Kota Ibushi. What?
Oh yeah. The other Japanese guy, Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, Tozawa, and
That other guy.
the other guy. Yeah, I don't watch 205.
Yeah, I don't either. CJ Perkins is on that show. I don't watch it.
Oh, I didn't even know he was on there.
Exactly.
So, so that was kind of cool. And then on SmackDown, goddamn little ass Eli Everfly pins the Miz.
That's awesome. I didn't realize he got the win. I haven't watched it yet. I
Yeah.
just saw that he was on.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, Brian Kendrick.
Oh,
Can we forget
there you go.
Brian Kendrick?
Tozawa and Kendrick. Is that?
Oh my God!
Who's that?
Thank you, Justin, with the save.
JBZ.
He's our fact checker from afar.
Oh God, I miss. He needs to be in here doing that for us.
I'm so bad with names, dude.
Yeah.
Like a 13-hour drive yesterday and everything. I'm still fried and like I can't remember anything.
Yeah.
And I left my pad of paper in the car, so I couldn't like. I was like, oh, I'm taking this so I can write down notes and whatnot, and
Nope.
because we probably need to figure out what we're doing for the next couple weeks. But
We'll get to that.
yeah, well, we got 5 minutes, so we probably.
So I mean, oh damn, we do only have
I
5 minutes left.
I know. 1
But
hour. Short,
big
my friend.
shout out to the Southern California talent making
Yes.
their. I mean, they keep calling it a debut. It's not really your debut just yet, but good God, love you guys for being on TV. Especially, Eli getting the win on the Miz.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's great.
That's unheard of. The Bryant brothers,
Yeah.
Eli Bryant, and I don't know who the other guy was though.
I don't.
And I know Eli because I've worked a few shows with him. He's a good kid with a big mouth and a giant tongue.
Yeah,
but I will
always
say
finding himself in the middle of shit too.
his
Just give it that.
fiance is cool as hell.
She is.
I like
She is.
Delilah. I'm gonna try to get her in on the show sometime soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
She's really fun. I like that 80s jazzercise gimmick she has. She's just a fun match.
Yeah. I saw they were at bar wrestling a little while back. I got to see them both. It was
Doomfly?
cool. Yeah.
Doomfly and the other kid. I don't know who the skinny kid with the long hair.
Sure. I don't know. I didn't see anything. I've been gone this week, so I haven't watched much.
Well, it was at bar wrestling.
oh
the
yeah,
last
yeah,
one,
yeah.
So.
Well, they weren't tagging the time I saw them, so
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think. But
Well,
I know I haven't been there
man.
for a while. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, we're gonna have some great guests. We're gonna have some great topics.
And we're definitely going to bring back the top 10 lists.
We're gonna shorten them.
Well, we're not going to talk about them for 20 minutes each.
They may just have to be top fives, but we'll do something. Well,
As long as you don't let me filibuster for the first half hour of the show, we can get through a list. But yes, we are definitely going to bring back some lists.
All right, everybody, that is our time for this week. I am Jeff Maverick. This is Cole. No fucks given, Dawson.
Yep.
Yeah,
sure.
You okay? Some fucks given. Yeah,
and
the real champion.
Yes, there will be plenty of name dropping to go. Thanks for listening. Listen to us next week. Check us out on YouTube. All that good stuff.
8 p.m. kaoticradio.com.
I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them shiver.